With the critical success of Stanley Kubrick's take on The Shining behind him, everyone asked, what's next? Having tackled horror, Kubrick wanted to continue examining the limits a human mind could be stretched to. As if by fate, Stanley's phone rang. It was 20th Century Fox. Bob Clark had passed on a film, leaving Stanley the opportunity to direct Porky's 2 the next day.
The Roman Empire, space, atomic fears, the sex romp. And this is a logical step for me. Not anyone can make a film about dystopian ultraviolence gangs, but the teen sex romp is near impossible. I accept the challenge.
Kubrick lost himself in research. In focus groups, he talked to teens about sex, being horny, and how they felt when they got boners. He studied teen relationships, teen culture, attended panty raids, watched teens shower. He held auditions for the perfect actors to play the horniest teens at Angel Beach High. The best came through. Robert Duvall.
Holy shit. Look at the dick on this son of a bitch.
John Cazale.
Give you the snake! I got your snake right here!
Donald Sutherland.
Hey, Mayor. This guy's dork's even bigger than yours. Dork. Guy's dork.
And many more. The story of Porky's 2 would be a classic hero's journey centered around the horny teens putting on a Shakespeare festival against the wishes of a religious group called the Righteous Flock. To accurately capture the voice of the boner-charged horn dogs, Kubrick tapped Dalton Trumbo, Blacklist screenwriter of Roman Holiday, Spartacus, and other Best Picture film.
Any movie can show a boner, but no film has explored why we get the boner. These teens, these souls, are horny. Very horny. Why?
Since the story was to be epic, Kubrick needed a score to match, so he hired Ennio Morricone to bring life to film. Seen here for the first time, two giants listen to the score for a pivotal scene where the character of Edward Pee Wee Morris tries to trick some young classmates into seeing his boner. But it wasn't all smiles and boners, as tensions ran high on set.
It was a nightmare. During my scenes, Stanley would scream at me until he got the reaction he wanted, which was horniness. I had to do the scene where I filleted a hot dog 217 times and he still wasn't happy.
Hellish weather conditions, unexpected pregnancies, and the trouble didn't end there. Actor Max von Sydow was rushed from set to the hospital when the lack of blood to his brain from maintaining an erection for 17 days caused him to faint on set. It was too much and the studio pulled the plug. Between fights over budget, which some estimated to be in the $300 million plus range, and Kubrick's refusal to add a confusing plot point revolving around the KKK hating a Native American teen, which ultimately ended up in the Bob Clark version of the film, Kubrick was fired.
They brought back Bob Clark and I walked away. Would I have loved to have made it? Sure. But I cannot.
Not wanting to lose the script he had already completed with Trumbo, he did the typewriter equivalent of a find replace and changed the story into 1987's Full Metal Jacket. Instead of Pee Wee ejaculating into his own face, Private Lawrence blew his brains out. Same movie, different setting.
Stanley spent so much time researching the horny that it changed him. It got into his blood. That's why he made Eyes Wide Shut, or as he liked to call it, Porky's Grown Up. Tom Cruise's character is supposed to be Pee Wee, grown up.
Kubrick would go on to die from horny complications, leaving behind an impressive body of work, minus his white whale, Porky's 2, the next day.